Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back to Phil's Recap and Review. Today, this is going to be the Daredevil. Daredevil's there. Jessica Jones is there, too. So is Luke Cage, and the Iron Fist is there, too. But this is going to be the Defenders review. Now, this is going to be a spoiler-free review. I'm just going to kind of share my initial thoughts about the series. I binge-watched it last night from beginning to end. I was a little sleepy in the last episode, so I think I'm going to rewatch the last episode today. But I did manage to make it through all of it. We're going to talk about all of that in a little bit more. This could be a quicker kind of cast, just a kind of quick thoughts and reviews and thoughts about it. I'll be back later, probably sometime in the fall, early winter or something, once Joe gets a chance to watch it all, and get Joe on here to do a more of a spoiler breakdown of the entire series. But like I said, today it's going to be more of my just initial thoughts and feelings. What parts of it tickled my testicles? What part of it bummed my bumhole? Which part of it had no side butthole? I'll give you a guess. But no, so we're going to get all into this. If people want to share their thoughts, the best place to do that, because I'm not alone. I'm never alone when I have with me these awesome folks, when I have with me the live motherfucking chat. See, it's weird because the because the overlay is something different, so it's like an even more of a switch. Motherfucking chat and Jamie Lannister. Hi, Jamie Lannister. This is also interesting because this is the first time since the beginning of July I've talked about something besides Game of Thrones on the channel. It's a little weird. People are like, I don't know. I don't know if I would tune into this crap. We got Gary, we got Carrie, we got Noreen, we got Cindy, we got Tom, we got so many good folks hanging out in the live motherfucking chat right now to talk about Defenders. And I know a lot of people probably haven't seen it yet, which is why I'm going to keep this short and keep this very unspoilery when it comes to specifics that happen in the series. People don't know what the Defenders are. This is the culmination, the motherfucking culmination of 4 different television series, 4 different television series, 5 seasons, 4 characters, different characters coming together, coming all over each other, inside of each other, to form a team, form a superhero team. Now, if you don't know who these superheroes are, the H word, we've got Daredevil. The first season was Daredevil, and Daredevil was fucking awesome. I gotta admit, I love Daredevil season 1, probably 1A, 1B with Jessica Jones season 1 is my 2 favorite. I know Jessica Jones isn't for everybody. Each one of these series has subtle stylistic differences in tone to them, which allows them to be more entertaining to other people. You know, so if someone says, oh, Jessica Jones is my favorite, oh, Daredevil is my favorite, oh, Luke Cage is my favorite even, I'm not going to say, oh, fuck you, you're wrong. There's only one wrong answer to that equation. But if each series has enough for someone to find interested that might not find the other series as interesting. Jessica Jones is a little bit noir, kind of LA Confidential style shit going on there. A little bit more private investigator kind of stuff. Whereas Daredevil is more straight action, like battles, a lot of ninja fights and shit like that. And a lot of more darkness and character exploration and shit like that. And Luke Cage is its own thing, and then Iron Fist is its own thing as well. The Defenders is a series taking all those characters, which are familiar with each other in the comics. I don't know a shit ton about these characters in the comics, so I don't have a lot to base this off of, and how much is loyal to the source material, how much of it isn't. I mentioned that in the review we did for the specific series. So Daredevil is probably the character I was most familiar with out of this group, except for Jessica Jones and Luke Cage and Iron Fist that I knew because of that Marvel Ultimate Alliance video game or something, or the Gauntlet Marvel game that you played, that you could be a lot of different Marvel characters and stuff. So ultimately, that's what I know most. Daredevil I know from those old 80s television movies that they had with the Hulk and Spider-Man and stuff. So Daredevil was a character I'm a little bit more familiar with, and obviously we have the Ben Affleck Daredevil movie, so he's more of the main, the most well-known of all these 4 characters. With Luke Cage, Jessica Jones, and Iron Fist, some people that are way into comics might know their names, but they wouldn't necessarily know them in the same way that Daredevil is almost one of those big 10 of superheroes. Like if you ask someone to name 10 superheroes, Daredevil would probably show up there towards the end of that list. Holy shit, we got the live motherfucking chat. We got Tim F, Zeno, Lord Zeno in there, Kerry. I like Luke Cage the least, but at least I enjoyed them all. Biased though, I eat all things comic book. Yeah, and I think what's good about these series is I think, unlike some other comic properties, and I think it's more so true with Jessica, I think it's true about all of them, they're allowing enough elements so that if you're not a big comic fan, you could enjoy these series too, or at least appreciate them for how well put together they are. Yeah, 90s Daredevil wearing that bodysuit. I should have prepared better. I wasn't sure when I was going to do this podcast, but I should have prepared with some like pictures of 90s Daredevil. I probably do that. Wait, let me see if I can get a picture of that. 80s Daredevil TV show or TV movie. Where is it? Give me some fucking images here. I have the technology. What am I, an asshole for not doing this? Okay, here we go. Yeah, this is a good image of it. Let me view this image. Save this image. This is me doing things on my computer. Put away the porn. Put away the porn. Save image as. Save your ass right there. Drag your ass right into here. Yeah, there we go. This is a little comparison between that Daredevil and the Daredevil that we have now. Great to see everybody, Zeno. You're awesome to see you in the live motherfucking chat. Great to see all of you guys. Just want to give you guys tons of big hugs and shit. Does Phil have something hanging out of his nose, or is it me? Do I have a boogie? Is there a boogie going on? It could be very possible. Oh shit! It is! Oh no, it's a boogie! I had a boogie. This visual podcast is all fucked up. Do I make this thing private now because I had a big, disgusting boogie hanging out of my nose? Where did I put the boogie? Did I put it in the trash can down there? Or did I just grab it and throw it somewhere in the room? Thank you, Eli. Thank you for letting me know. See, all these other assholes were just going to let me go with that boogie on my nose for this whole fucking podcast. See, Eli cares. See, Eli, you win a prize. Eli, you get a free spin of the wheel, just because you care so much. Boogies. It's pronounced Eve, but it's cool. He's a mistake. I'll probably just call you Tim, but I might say F because effing fucking great. But you guys are amazing. Thank you so much to everyone in the live chat. I say this a lot, but everyone in the Discord group, you guys are incredible with the community that we're starting to form now and bringing everyone in. So if you haven't already and you're checking out this video for the first time because you're a fan of the Netflix cinematic universe and you've never seen any of our crap before, if you're a fan of television, join up the crew, join the Discord group, keep the discussions going, and have the fun. So that's my review of Defenders. See you guys later. Goodbye. See, I'm so embarrassed because of the boogie. Oh, someone thought I had a piercing. Zeno thought it was just a piercing. It was a style choice. That boogie got left there because of I was crying and emotional this morning, so everything was everywhere. I was like, I really love Matt Murdock. Now I have to wait so long before I see another Matt Murdock property. Oh, thank you so much, Voltron. It is fucking great to be here and great to talk to all of you guys. Now I have phantom nose boogies going on. I'm like, what the hell? I'm sensing it like Daredevil is my nose boogie there. And then somewhere Jessica Jones going, shut the fuck up. What are you fucking doing? Is this just stupid? Okay, so basically that is what the Defenders is. All these individual characters had their own series with their own rules, own side characters, all of that. This is the promise that was made at the beginning of this, but even though it wasn't right away, but a lot of people thought this would be the direction, especially once Jessica Jones came out. This was the series that put them all together. Now, was this series as good as Daredevil and Jessica Jones, or was this or any of the individual series, or was the combination of all these characters together a little bit too much to make this an entertaining series? Now, I'll say this. Find all of this out and more on the next episode of The Issues Program. I'm dying, man. Kept seeing the boogie, but didn't realize it was a total fat Phil boogie chilling. Eli, it is a initial thoughts. I binge watched it all yesterday too. I'm not going to be spoiling anything that happens in it specifically, but I am going to be reviewing the series from beginning to end. It's all good, brother. It's all good to everybody. Thank you so much. You guys are fucking amazing. And fucking great. So, okay. So let's get into this. Let's get into this review of the series itself. Now, what are some of the things that I fucking liked about it? Now, what did I like about the Defenders? Specifically, what I liked about the Defenders. Wrong picture. Wrong picture, asshole. Now, what did I like most about the Defenders? Now, the thing I liked the most about the Defenders is, let's look at these characters. Now, I'm going to start from left to right here, okay? Luke Cage. I really liked the Luke Cage series. I thought it was an excellently stylistic series. I think Luke Cage was exceptionally done in the Defenders. I thought his way that he differs from everyone else's perspective, because ultimately he's probably the best guy out of all of them and the most peaceful of them all, and in some ways one of the most dangerous. I liked his depiction in this series. I think he made a lesser character more interesting when they were on screen together, but he wasn't the highlight of this season for me. Then let's move on to me, the star of all of this, his star shines the highest of all the series. I'm an admitted Daredevil fanboy of these series. I think I would go Daredevil season 1, Jessica Jones, Daredevil season 2, Luke Cage, Iron Fist. So, what is Loris's power? We're going to get to Loris in a second here. I think Matt Murdock was exceptionally done in this series. I think he, more than anybody else, besides someone I'm going to be mentioning in a few minutes, got another season of activity for him. There was a lot of character progression within the Matt Murdock arc of his belief about being Daredevil and not being Daredevil. That had a full arc on the Defenders, and I really like that. Everything Matt Murdock and Jessica Jones that happened in this series was incredible. They have excellent chemistry. As I move over to Jessica, I forget how much I love the character of Jessica Jones. She is an eternal wise ass, and a lot of the comic relief that comes from this season of Defenders comes from Jessica Jones's mouth. Oh, I'd love to come from Jessica. No, Jessica Jones is hilarious in this season. Because of the tone of all the other characters, she's the one that's most capable for breaking the ice kind of comedy. And her interactions specifically with Daredevil are some of the more entertaining aspects of the entire season of the Defenders. They just fit together really well. The way she gets on him and the way she can attack him in some ways, personally, is in a sense, no one else can kind of do that to him, that no one's quick enough, because Matt Murdock might be not the funniest guy in the world, but he is one of the quickest minds. And having someone that could actually put him in his place with wise-assery and kind of put overly serious or overly, not even overly emotional, over-intensified Matt Murdock in his place and cut him down with dialogue. The best lines of the Defenders, in my mind, if we're not going to like an enemy, were maybe Styx, one of the rock band, Stick, or Jessica Jones. They killed it. And it wasn't just comedy lines. Seeing things from Jessica's perspective, again, how she sees things differently, watching the continuation of her storyline. I kept writing in my notes throughout the series that I forgot how much I love the character of Jessica Jones. And I think she was the stealing scenes character of all of this, even though I think there were two stars. There are two characters that are a little bit more in a starring role, and I'd say they did a good job at splitting the roles, but Daredevil just seems more important. And a lot of the main storyline bases around things that Matt Murdock has dealt with, emotional issues in Matt Murdock's life. Then we come over to the weakest part of the series. I know this is popular to say. I, for one, am not a hater 100% on the Iron Fist series, okay? I know a lot of people really hate it compared to the other series. I don't really hate the Iron Fist series. What I really hate is Loris fucking Tyrell as Iron Fist. Horrible casting. He is awful as an actor. Or not as an actor. I can't blame him for everything he does. Awful as an actor in this role. Not believable. Watching him brute looks like a 4-year-old with a big fat lip. And watching him try to say funny things doesn't work either. Watching him do romance type stuff doesn't work either. Everything about the character Iron Fist, I don't like. The series itself, I thought was all right. I thought it had some good supporting characters. It had a little bit of a different tone, a little bit of different focus, maybe not as intensified at some points as some of the other series, but I thought it could have worked if they cast him differently. But I think Iron Fist as the actor just sucks balls. He's just not good, and he is the weak link of this series. I'm talking about things I like and things I like about each character. So what I like about his character, that somewhere towards the middle end of the series, they separated him from the rest of the team, and then we didn't have to deal with his stupid ass as much anymore, except for to watch him get his ass kicked. Minor spoiler alert there, but that's all. Like they got rid of him. And I think he was good with Luke Cage. His interactions with Luke Cage worked for me. Those are the only scenes with him in the season that worked for me. To get into some of the things I didn't like as much, I'll be crisscrossing jumping here. He is de facto the star of it because Stephanie was saying this and she's right. It was his story. What we're dealing with, and minor spoiler, but not really, the main antagonist of this series is the Hand. The Hand gets far more of a focus in this. Their members of the Hand are just as much the main villain. We know this from the previews, is Sigourney Weaver. Dana Barrow's there. I think her name is Alexandria. Now, she gets just as much attention and focus as any of the other 4 characters do. Especially in the first episode, we go to each character. The characters themselves don't meet. Not all 4 of them, I don't think, meet till episode 3. 2 of them meet in episode 2. The first episode is just going to each main character's spot. The Hand is another place that we stop. So the Hand is just as important as all the characters are in this series. So that if you're interested in the Hand, this is the series for you. And I think that was unfortunately one of the minor weaknesses for me on the series. Not that I'm not interested by that, but I was hoping for more of some of the other series villains to be, and I didn't want an evil super friends sort of thing going on, but a certain character didn't appear that I really wanted to appear. And I'm not going to say it because I don't want to ruin anything. And again, I'm going to be as not spoiler friendly, but a certain character that's one of my favorite of the series didn't show up, and I expected him to show up. The other thing I didn't like about it was 8 episodes. All the other Netflix series of the superhero universe has been 13. This is 8. Let me focus into the live chat here for a second here. Power is Jessica Jones looks like she's posing for the Sports Illustrated swimsuit edition. You should see her. She really does, and nothing wrong with that. Carrie says, I own the most of the issues of Daredevil, so again, I'm biased, but Charlie Cox is definitely the RDJ of Marvel. He is Daredevil. Like, he embraces it more than, and I would say Jessica Jones does too. But really, he kills it. He's so impressive in this character as Daredevil from an acting standpoint. Charlie Cox just acts his fucking face off in this series, in both series. It's Sir Loris to you, asshole. I'm a dying man. Kept seeing the book. Oh yeah, sorry, I scrolled up too much. Talking about the boogie again. Close enough. Casey Affleck, Analysis of Thrones. Jessica Jones is about to climb that truck. She only resembles that shit bitch from 23. the second half of Luke Cage was very disappointing to me as well. It was a little disappointing to me as well, too, because I liked the style of the first half, where the second half became more goofy comic. I liked Cottonmouth and that aspect of the story more than I liked Razorback, whatever the fuck his name was. I was just about to spoil Luke Cage here, but his the other antagonist that we get in the second half of the season. I wish they'd gone more with a Zen Iron Fist, but I get what they're trying to do with him. Jessica's too grumpy. She needs to quit her 500 calories per day acting. It's Finn Jones' acting. That's what a lot of people... Finn Jones wasn't even good in Game of Thrones. He's a bad actor. Phil, funny. What's Iron Fist's superpower? Being annoying. And I do want to say that it doesn't make it okay, but the series rags the fuck on Iron Fist. If you want some good Iron Fist jokes, the three of them kill him. And everyone is ragging on him, going, you're the stupidest Iron Fist that ever existed. You're dumb. You're an idiot. He's constantly being called stupid. But it doesn't work for me because he's no better of an actor in this than he was in Iron Fist. I think he is easily the weak link, especially in the first episode before they get together. Once they get together, it's a little less noticeable, but when you stop in all the different locations, when you're like, okay, we're in Jessica Jones's world here, or we're in Daredevil's world here, we're in Luke Cage's world here, we're in the Hand world here, and then, okay, we're in the Iron Fist's world here. Why is the dialogue so much worse in this world? Just how he's talking, how he presents himself, how he does dialogue, and Colleen sucked because of it. I liked Colleen in Iron Fist because she was the best, because she was the most shiny part of that turd. But in this, her and him are kind of grouped together. So the Iron Fist stuff for me is the darkest part of the turd of this. So okay, I gotta be careful not to use this whole time ragging on Iron Fist, but I probably could. I agree, Phil. I really wish they cast someone else to be Iron Fist. The dude's acting is just terrible. He is, and I had some hopes for him, but I just think a character like that with Iron Fist, you could have gone in so many different directions. Maybe you wanted to go with a Game of Thrones actor so he's somewhat recognizable, but I think in every other instance, each one of these characters feels like they're the perfect person to be playing that character. The fact that he's so bad at this makes him even more noticeable. And because I think there are definite ways they could have done this character justice, and I think it all comes down to different casting. The hand job, probably. Is the Defenders a Nickelback or an Amy's Addiction collaboration band? Of course it is. Diamondback. Razorback, thank you. Does the CG look good? I'd say 90% good. I'd say the one scene that doesn't look great is there's a moment when they first meet each other. You see it in the trailer where we see sort of a hallway scene where one of them's kind of climbing the wall and running. I feel like there's a few moments here and there that the CG doesn't look quite as good as it could because the room is so bright and everything kind of just looks like it's coming out of nowhere. But I think certain things look better in this. Iron Fist's fist looks better in this. Some of the fight choreography is incredible in this. It's a Daredevil level fight choreography. So if you had all had any problems with the Luke Cage fight choreography, seeing him fight in a show that has good choreography is a great fucking thing to watch. The music is really well done and has different tones, but it also has a complete Daredevil tone to it all. It's almost like they default to the Daredevil universe in the way the rules of the universe, that there is some humor to it, there is some noir attitude to it, but it's not necessarily like the beginning of the Avengers where it's like you're in each world. The world does have a uniformity to it, and it's just each character is so unique in the scenes that they're in. And I like that about this series. I like that they, in my mind, they kind of went with the Daredevil tone. I don't know if that has to do with the same show creators that did Daredevil worked in the Defenders, but I'm not positive. Rate it out of 10. Iron Fist and Misty Knight are supposed to be a couple. I don't see that ever happening. The problem about Iron Fist is now that he's trying to perform versus the Daredevil and he just gets smoked behind the scene Teens Titans. Rate it out of 10. Okay. If I'm ranking all the series out of 10, I would say the Daredevil season 1 is a 9.9 out of 10. I would say Jessica Jones is another 9.9 out of 10. I would say Daredevil season 2 is a 9 out of 10. Maybe an 8.5 out of 10 or 8.8 out of 10. I would say Luke Cage, same, 8.8 out of 10. I would say Iron Fist is a 5.9 out of 10, maybe a 6 at some points. Finn makes it horrible. And I would say Defenders is a solid 7.5 side buttholes out of 10. And I would say I could even maybe at times, if we took the Iron Fist out of it, I would rank it up to possibly an 8 or something. I just think the story itself, the villain story, isn't as interesting as it could have been. I find some aspects of it all right. But as much as I love Sigourney Weaver, there was just some disconnect with her performance for me a little bit. I can't quite explain it, and I could seem like an asshole. I actually got Stephanie with me right now, who just watched the series too. Stephanie, what are some of your thoughts on? Come on. What are some of your thoughts on the series, on what you've seen so far? She's giving me a look. She's like, I don't want to talk.
I was standing behind you for 5 minutes. I was going to jump in. I don't know what to say. I haven't thought about it. I didn't finish it either, so.
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay, so that's Stephanie's impression of the series. And so I would say about 7.5, close to 8 in the scenes that he is not in. Steph hates when I put her on the spot like that. She's like, don't ask me what I think. That would be horrible. Everyone says hi, Steph. So, anonymous dickhead, really? Iron Fist acts like he has magic fist in his mouth the entire fucking time. Biased as hell behind the scenes. So that's how I would rank the series. I mean, I could go through different points. I like how they integrated all the side characters. I enjoyed seeing them pop on in. I liked when Jessica Jones puked to death in Breaking Bad. To me, the thing about superheroes is that it always got the image of a squeaky clean good guy in the back of my head, so I just glass over it. Stephanie's not happy with Finn. Yeah, she's not happy with Finn. No, she said the same thing, though, last night. I'll go to one of the points that she made last night while we were watching. She's in the first episode, she had said that noticeably the Iron Fist scenes weren't as interesting to her. And she also said that, Daredevil is the best. I'd asked her before the series started, who's your favorite of these characters? She said, I'm not sure, I don't remember. And she said that she thinks that Daredevil's her favorite after watching this. Yeah, they're going on a storage truck. Like, hey guys, I'll be right back. So, excuse me for 1 second. I just need to run and get a glass of water. So I'm going to play some quick hold music for you. This music is brought to you by being on hold. And I'll come back in with some few more thoughts about this season of The Defenders. Okay, here we go. Daredevil Defenders, you've got your TPS reports again. Oh, we got Peter Hagen asking for a sandwich time. So, Peter Hagen, you get a spin of the motherfucking wheel. Thank you for the super chat donation today. Here you go. Let's see what you get. Get what you get and you don't get upset. Thank you so much, everybody, for checking out this live stream. Really do appreciate it. This doesn't really work out for Daredevil. Talk about your favorite character. Mention a character from Daredevil that you want me to, or I'll actually take your. I'll switch around. And go. Oh, it's still spinning because you requested this, and it landed on Bite of a Sandwich. It totally landed on Bite of a Sandwich. There's nothing I can do about that. So thank you so much for the donation, Peter. Appreciate that, buddy. Fuck this shit. I'm making a sandwich. You're the best, buddy, and I appreciate all that support. Okay, so I mean, I wrote down notes for every single episode, and I'm going to get into that more in the spoiler review about the specifics that happened. But, okay. I liked how, what I was talking about before, I liked how the side characters generally were handled. I like how they fit their way into the story. It was an interesting way to kind of just put them all in a pile together at some point. But I like how they weren't ignored too. All those big characters that you knew from the series, for the most part, were referenced or at least brought in at some point. And I thought that was done pretty well. I think my weakness, if anything, for the series was, like I said, the story just didn't captivate me in the way that I wanted it to for a big combination. The 8 episodes definitely did hurt a little bit. The series, I think 13 at times might feel long in those Netflix series. 8 felt short to me. I felt like I needed a little bit longer of some of the things, but they gave me everything I wanted in the sense of the character combinations. A lot of really interesting characters that you wouldn't think would be fun together on some level. A couple of them are spoilery, so I don't want to necessarily say it. But seeing Jessica Jones and Daredevil, as I mentioned earlier, together was really awesome. Finn and Luke Cage were good. That was the best acting he had when he was in scenes with Luke Cage. Rosario Dawson with some people too, and just seeing all the combined, the interactions. We didn't see every last little thing I would have wanted to see, but we did get to see a lot of it, and I thought that worked well too. I thought all the interactions between the main actors worked well and felt genuine. I thought, like I said, visually it looked great. The action was crisp as fuck, and I don't always like when stuff shot that way, where with quick cams and quick cuts. But I thought for the most part, all the action worked great. And I see I'm treading lightly because I don't want to spoil some shit right now. It's good. This is what says VF Warlord. It was good, but it wasn't clear how the hand was going to take out the city. Kind of a hollow threat. Maybe that's what it was. You're saying hollow threat. And I think that might be treading on one of my issues with it, that I felt like through the whole time the enemy wasn't going to win and you knew it, and it became a false threat in some ways. I never felt any of our characters were really threatened at any point in time or any danger, and I think in all the other series of individual series, you felt at one time or another each one of those characters, the villain was going to get the best of them. Whether it's in season 1 with the first time that Daredevil faces Kingpin, to season 2, a couple of times that we had interactions with Punisher and stuff like that, where it didn't seem like the Daredevil could have necessarily won. Jessica Jones, obviously a lot of Jessica Jones is just her overwhelming that particular villain. Happened in Luke Cage as well with the magic bullet and stuff. So there was never that moment in this series where I felt like our characters weren't going to get the best of it. And it was, I wouldn't say it was predictable in that sense, but some of the beats were predictable, and some of the villain stuff was a little cheesy at times, and a little just, okay, sure. And that was one of the things that wasn't my favorite aspect of it. I feel like, I said this earlier too, I feel like there could have been a bigger threat. And I'm not saying like the world's being attacked or something like that, but I feel like the threat should have seemed more threatening. Yep, I agree. 100% versus Dream Team. You need a real challenge, not this. This plot reminded me of the first of the first Dark Knight. I don't actually care if it's PG-13 so much. If the story is good, it's good. Rated R would make it more entertaining, though. But everyone's saying it sucks so much, I don't even want to touch this series. I wouldn't say it sucks. It's just not as... I don't know if it's one of those cases of over expectations, too, where it's something that I've built up for so long throughout these series. Because I don't feel like it was badly done. And I don't think it was... I think the problem here, just to say it again, to reiterate, the problem is the last series was Iron Fist, that for most people, not everybody, think it's the shittiest of them all. Not everybody. I know some people would say Daredevil Season 2 or Luke Cage or something like that, whichever one was your least favorite, or maybe even Jessica Jones is too boring for somebody or whatever. Like, I understand that what I'm saying is a generality here, okay? But for the most part, most panned was Iron Fist. Then you come back in the Defenders and you give us, which they probably planned all along because of the Hand and how his association with the Hand, you give us kind of an Iron Fist-centric story. This is what I was saying with the characters. Iron Fist is our main character of this. I mean, he's the one that it's his shit that we're dealing with through this whole series. He's a very integral part to what the bad guys are doing, what the good guys are doing, what everything's doing. Everything is about the Iron Fist. So that's sort of some bad mojo mixed in there when people are hating on the Iron Fist, and then suddenly you're like, okay, the Defenders is going to be a break from the Iron Fist shit. He's just going to be a pain in the ass in the background that people tell us shut up. And he is at times. But also, it's a story that could have just been like an Iron Fist season with cameos from the other characters. I know the other characters have their places in it, but with a couple tweaks, it could be simply an Iron Fist story. As I mentioned, because of his association with the Hand, Daredevil has even more place in it, too. And there's another issue going on that I don't want to talk about, that Daredevil becomes very up close and personal with it. But Jessica Jones's connection to it, is weak at best. Same with Luke Cage's, like how they get into it. Luke Cage is investigating one kid that's mixed up, and that's a little bit of a spoiler, but he's investigating one kid, and that kind of gets him involved in the situation. Jessica Jones has one case that kind of leads her into the situation. Matt Murdock's went to war with the Hand. The Iron Fist went to war with the Hand. So it's their story. The other two are like, okay, let's bring them into this, what is kind of an Iron Fist Daredevil story, where instead of like a Defenders story that combines them all. And I mean, I might be slightly nitpicky with this shit, but that's how it felt to me on the first watch. I'm going to watch it again at some point and definitely watch the last couple of episodes because I was a little tired towards the end of it, where we get a logical bum 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 ending to everything. But at least that's the tone that came across. So I think that's why maybe it's getting a little bit of harsher criticism, because it seems like another continuation to that storyline. The Savage peek in, the fuck you, and doing this fucking podcast. Come on errands with me instead. Maybe I have a crush on Daredevil. My bad. Hey, there's nothing wrong with that. I'm going a little crazy, and I'm gonna say a little crazy and say Daredevil could have done this all. Yeah, I mean, it could have just been a Daredevil story too. It takes me out of the moment, cuts away from her shit. Everyone's saying, hi, bye, Steph. It's kind of like the Justice League assembled to fight child obesity. Love you, Phil, but I was disappointed by Defenders. And, no, I love you too. I was somewhat disappointed in it as well. I wasn't, I wouldn't say I was fully underwhelmed, but I was less than whelmed. I wasn't excited in the way. I was in a little bit of denial while I was watching it too. Like going through like the first couple of episodes, like, okay, I'm into this. My highlights of this season for me were, and I said it before, and I'm just going to reiterate and talk in circles here, because I don't want to do any spoilers. The highlights for me of this season were the character interactions. We're definitely, I think each character is well fleshed out, except for Iron Fist, and I think each one of them moments, especially in those first couple of episodes, as we followed them in their universes, I thought was really good. And it's more like with certain cases, like with Jessica Jones, I've been starving for a long time. It's been a lot sooner. We got Luke Cage season 1, wasn't that long ago. Daredevil, we got season 2 of. With Jessica, seeing her on screen again for the first time after being completely blindsided by my interest in her series was really good for me for enhancing that. Stephanie told me when I went out what she wanted to say that she couldn't get out. What she wanted to say, I said many times watching this, if this was just a Daredevil and Jessica Jones series, I would watch it. They didn't even have to have the other two characters. And then maybe they should have done that. Maybe they should have done Heroes for Hire and done a Jessica Jones, Matt Murdock combination story, and then held off the Defenders for a little while longer and kind of built that up even more to to build more character relationships with. Because when they all came together, it's like, oh, hey, Luke, what are you doing? What are you doing? Who's this blind guy? Hey, well, who's this guy? Oh, I'm the Iron Fist. Okay. Gendry would have been a better Iron Fist. There is as much to blame to go to the directors as Finn Jones. It's like Finn Jones has only one expression when he's pissed. It's like he's going to cry or take a shit or something. That's the problem, too, with Finn Jones and his acting ability. And you go to Dolores, too, and you date back to Dolores. He's always has that same expression on his face. And with Danny, Danny gets so emotional sometimes, and he gets in these big rants, and he gets all angry, and they're like, could you get a little angrier? And he just sticks out his lip. Don't like it. So you have Daredevil, who kind of has to carry Luke Cage and Iron Fist because they sort of suck, and Jessica Jones, who's a strong character but fits into this group awkwardly. And her awkwardness is my best part. But you're right, Corey. She fits into this group crazy awkwardly. But let's get down to the fucking shit sandwich here. Phil, you should invite Steph on more often. It's not fair that Joe is the only one who gets to show his hot wife. I invite Steph on all the time. There's very few things she enjoys less than being forced to be in a podcasting scenario. Stephanie does enjoy the movie and television commentaries, though. So I got to do more of the live commentaries to get her on more often, but she does not enjoy podcasting it at all. She feels she's like, no, I don't want to do that at all. We got to do more video game streaming with her and more live watches. They should have cast Aleda as Iron Fist just so she could sass anybody. She'd be better at it. Iron Fist might have well been a prop, like a key or some crap like that. Might as well have just been a fucking bullshit. Because like when Iron Fist is out of the scenario and we got Stick with the other three of them, you get some magic. And I know, like I said, everybody isn't a fan of all the series. You take that douche out of this, and I think it's a really good series. But with the douche, he grabs it down. He drags it down a lot. Jessica Jones is the Kramer of the Defenders. She just busts in with her wacky hairdo. Can I eat that? Anyone eating that? But everybody, thank you so much for checking this out. I'm going to start to sort of wrap things up because I want to make sure I don't spill out any spoilers. And in a non-spoiler review, there's only so much I can say about here or there, what I like, what I didn't like. I mean, I have like brief thoughts on every episode here. We see, starts with Iron Fist. It's funny, but decent shitty action. Foggy is in this with his haircut. I like Foggy's outcome of this series. Luke and Claire's connection back to Bangtown. Haven't watched it. Boycotted Iron Fist because the ramp over the shark tank has been built. I do like Daredevil and Jessica Jones. Do I watch? You watch with a fast forward button, K. Rich. You watch there are several Jessica Jones and Daredevil scenes that make this worth watching. Okay, so that comes to the question that I'm kind of leading up to. Should you watch The Defenders? If you watched all the other series, yeah, fucking A, you gotta watch all the series. I mean, you've gone this far, why not go all the way? It's 8 episodes, it's an easy binge. It's something you can do in an evening, it's one of those kind of things. If you liked Daredevil and you liked Jessica Jones and you didn't like the rest of the series, whatever, like season one of each series and the rest of it kind of wasn't your feel, if you feel like, because I know I talked to some people who are like, yeah, even Daredevil season 2 I don't like. I just don't like the tone of it. It's a little bit more like the tone of Daredevil season 2. Do you watch it if you hate Iron Fist? If you really hated Iron Fist, you watch this. You watch it, but you fast forward Iron Fist scenes. Or you hate watch it for Iron Fist. Does he make it unwatchable? No. But he drags it down to make it not exceptional in the places where it could have been with some really awesome characters meeting up. He drags it down and makes it whelming. Not overwhelmed, not underwhelmed. He makes it just like, oh, okay. It is. It's nothing special, and a team up like this should feel special. And to me, it didn't feel special. Maybe I'm just a miserable fucking douchebag that I can't enjoy shit. But I enjoyed every single Jessica Jones and Daredevil moment. And it was worth watching it, and it'll be worth watching it again just to enjoy those moments again. So, do I think you should watch it? Yeah. If you really love those characters and really love those series, it's worth wading through some shit to get to a tasty treat. She did drink enough for that to happen, Zeno. Yeah, Jessica Jones drinks and gives stink eyes and punches people. I'm feeling very salty towards the Prince of Kung Lao. I think a lot of people are for the most part. I wish they would have cast Ghost as Iron Fist. That way we never have to see him. I like that one a lot. That's a good joke. I like that. So that is Defenders. Watch it, but watch it with lowered expectations. I feel like I also had way too high of expectations for it, and that interfered with my enjoyment on some level. All in all, I think I said 7.5, but talking about it a little bit more and the more I think about it, I'm going to just give it a 7. I'm going to say, all in all, the average equals a 7, because I'd say without Iron Fist scenes, it's 8, 8.5. But with him, it's like 6, 6.5. Iron Fist is a little better in this than he is in his own series. A little, because of the Luke Cage stuff. I think him and Luke Cage work together. It's the best acting I see from Finn when he is in the talking shit back and forth with Luke Cage stuff. That's the most believable he is as an actor in anything I've ever seen him in. It's the one minor element that works. But in the Daredevil, Jessica Jones, direct Luke Cage stuff, I think is much higher rating, so it would average out in like a 7. 7 side buttholes, worth watching if you're a fan of this universe. Makes me, I wouldn't even say hopeful, but makes me dubious of things like this in the future. I hope if they do another Defenders team up, which they probably will, or do combinations, they continuously do what they've done in all the other series where you make compelling villains. And I feel like, with the exception of Madame Gao, who I think is my favorite member of the Hand, I think everyone else in the Hand comes out too cliche-like. I think Sigourney Weaver, who I was touting as really excited to have her act, was another weaker link on the series. Her character is a little surface. You don't get to know as much about her as I would want to know. Everything's just told to you instead of really shown. And she has sort of an interesting twinge to her character that is connected to Matt Murdock's thing that I've been hinting at that I just not mentioning right now. But people that have seen it know what I'm talking about. And that whole thing, like, I get it because they told me it, but I feel like it wasn't properly shown to us. And some of that is the 8-episode thing. I think like one of the great things that Daredevil did, and I think Jessica Jones did it as well, and why they have such memorable villains, and Luke Cage with Cottonmouth, you got to get these flashback episodes where you really learned a lot about their character. You got similar things with Alex, but I just don't think it was as effective. So her character came off really weird to me. Another weird highlight point of the series was you got an Aliens reunion of some sort with Stick and Sigourney there, which was kind of cool. You had that moment. I thought that was a little fun where I'm watching. It was, oh wait, both these actors were in Aliens. That's awesome. So you got that, which was kind of cool. But so I'd say those were the weaknesses. The weaknesses, Iron Fist and the villain, and the strengths, side characters, universe, how it was all shot, the action, Daredevil, Jessica Jones, and Luke Cage. So that's basically it on a fucking platter there, on what the good parts, what the bad parts is. So know what you're expecting going in. You know if you're going to watch this fucking series or not. If you're a fan of this universe, if you're a fan, and most people, you have stuff you need to binge. It's 8 episodes. What the fuck you waiting for? Well, watch it. Hate on it or love it. Whatever. Wait, is Phil shitting on Ripley? I'm shitting on Dana Barrows because she sleeps above her covers. 6 feet above her covers. She barks. She drools. Madame Gao is awesome. I hope we see more of her and Kingpin moving with the new seasons. Slight spoiler, slight spoiler. Yes, we needed more fucking Kingpin. Or any fucking Kingpin. We needed fucking Kingpin. Sorry, minor spoiler. That isn't really a story spoiler, but I feel like there was a couple of characters, Kingpin being one of them, that could have been used a lot more to add an intensity. Even on the level that he's used in like Daredevil season 2 or something like that. But Madame Gao, I think she's the only member of the Hand that I think is a well-fledged out character on the series, of someone that I feel like I'm so interested in, that I care about. Maybe she should have been the prime antagonist of this instead of Alex. I don't know. I just think I love Sigourney Weaver. Galaxy Quest, Ghostbusters, Aliens, Working Girl. I fucking love her. I think she's an excellent actress, has amazing timing, can play horror, can play action, can play comedy. She's an exceptional talent. She didn't click on this for whatever reason to me. She felt like she was 1 foot in, 1 foot out a little bit. I don't know. I don't know if she didn't quite have her hands wrapped around her character, or shit got cut out that might have added more to it. But for my taste, there was just something missing with her in this. Scott Glenn was an alien the first one. Are you sure you're not mixing him up with Lord? I might be VF Warlord. I might be totally mixing this up. I thought Scott Glenn was in... No, I think I said... He was in Aliens, right? Wasn't he the... Scott Glenn didn't... Did Scott Glenn play the android in Aliens? Am I totally wrong about that? I'm probably 100% wrong with that. Tell me I'm wrong, chat and comment section. Tell me, Phil, you're an idiot. I'm not remembering my who's in what movies game here. I might have said Alien. I think I meant Aliens. Since you touch on Aliens, any thoughts on Jonesy Phil? Not at the moment. She is awesome. Still, I would watch Loris make omelets for 12 hours than watching Fear of the Walking Dead. Everyone's talking about Ripley, but you had Trinity there. I like Trinity. You could have had more Trinity, too. I think she's a very dynamic character in this universe, and I'd like to see more of her. Gao is too smart to be the absolute leader. She wants to be the leader, to be the target and take the heat. Excellently said, VF. And that's what makes her such a fucking interesting character. Whereas Alexandria came off as mustache twirler a little bit. Bishop the android was Lance Henriksen. Thank you. Okay, so I'm an idiot here. I'm an idiot here. What was I? Who am I thinking of? Well, I'm a fucking moron. Here we got Scott. Thank you. This is why I like doing live shows, because imagine if I was doing this on a replay and trying to like defend myself, and then I have to deal with the comment section. At least now I'm gonna get someone putting a comment, then a few seconds later we'll be like, oh, okay, he learned that he was a fucking asshole. He doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about. See, I'm about to like blame that on somebody else. I'm like, let me blame this on somebody else that told me that. See, this is why you don't. Okay, so I'm trying to think if there's anything else to say about this right now that I haven't already sort of gone on here. Stick was great. I was just talking about him, I so much wanted him to be an alien. So let me rephrase that scene. The scene between him and his interactions with Sigourney Weaver's character were the best interactions she had. Blame it on Jonesy the ginger cat. I blame it on the weed. I blame it on too many sandwiches and combining characters. It's almost like, in memories of remembering movies, there's certain actresses or actors that become the guy that isn't that guy. And in your memory, they become other actors. Like somewhere along the way, I know it's not, but I know it's some other actress. But there was like a point in my time in my life where I was convinced that Susan Sarandon was in Clue, that she played Miss Scarlet in Clue. And I had to go back and watch them. I think it was when I was somewhere like around high school and stuff, where I got into like a argument bet with someone. That's Susan Sarandon, I know. You know it's fucking Susan Sarandon, and then you'll watch and it's not. And it's just certain actors or actresses remind me of people, and then in my memory of the movie, I think it's that person. Corey says, I would have... It's no spoilers, SM. No spoilers, Jay. Corey, so I would have loved this show if it wasn't for the Iron Turd sabotaging every scene he was in. It's sad but true for me that he brings down the entertainment of the show. He brings down what I think could have been a much more intense story with this whiny crap that just I don't completely buy. It's not even that it's whiny crap, okay? If it's not even that it's whiny crap, okay? Me, no one cares about me. It's his portrayal of said whiny crap. If you had like, I'm trying to recast it in my mind, but if you have, I'm flashing. I don't know why I keep flashing, and I want to say this, but I'm not sure if what I'm going to say is going to be like horrified and it's going to get everyone to quit my channel altogether. I think Hayden Christensen would have been a better fucking Iron Fist than Loras Tyrell. It's Anakin prequel level acting by him at times. Or the 1-for-1. It wouldn't, I should rephrase that. It wouldn't be much of a drop off. Or an either way. It's that kind of performance to me. Frowny. I'd say Anakin's better because he looks better. You know, his frowny face an angry face is more believable than Loras's frowny, angry face. I binged this last night. Stephanie and I started at like 6 and then ended like, whenever we ended it. So yeah, I did binge it, but I know a lot of people didn't. That's why I'm keeping this more spoiler friendly. I'm going to do a spoiler review with Joe and maybe some other guests at some point later in a couple weeks or something when everyone has a chance to watch the series that, I know a lot of people are so focused on Game of Thrones right now or so many other shows. So yeah, we're going to do a spoiler discussion in a couple weeks. Dude, Paulo, I was seriously going to mention the same thing. Jack Gleason would have been a perfect Iron Fist. I think he could have pulled off that a lot better than anybody else that they could have picked. Loras. No, but Jack Gleason's definitely, he could have played that. I know we've only seen him really play that Joffrey side, but I think he's a talented enough actor. At least he has a myriad of emotions that he could go to and not just the frowny Gus face. Yeah, what did we do before IMDb? I was wrong a lot. Could have done without the return of the Iron Fist, folks. He dragged it down for me. I'm glad I'm not the only one. And I know some people, there are going to be Iron Fist fans out there. And I mentioned this earlier. I liked the Iron Fist series more than some. I feel like 90% of the problems with the series was his acting. And I really liked Colleen on it. And I like some of the storylines that they had on it. Going forward with it, some of the interaction, some of the villain stuff wasn't bad for me. It was a little melodramatic at times, but I could have dealt with that if the acting on the main star was better. I'm forgiving of a lot of stuff if a character is captivating to me. That's just, character's more important than, no, it's not. Both are important, but I'm more forgiving if it's a good story and shitty characters than the other way around. I'm less forgiving. If it's a good story, shitty characters, it's hard for me to give a shit about the story. If it's a shitty story with good characters, I can rationalize reasons to care because I care about the characters. And with Loras, he's a shitty actor, so it's hard for me even when the storyline's good, where I think Defenders was a pretty good storyline, but a little cliche, but he brought it down for me an extra step. It's like a step, but mispronounced. Let's Ryan Felipe would have been an awesome Iron Fist. Watch Shooter. Oh shit, that burn right here. Fuck, marry, kill. JJ, Jessica Jones, Iron Fist, Luke Cage. I marry Jessica Jones. I'm gonna fuck. I'm gonna have the Iron Fist fuck me because that's too amazing to get fisted by the Iron Fist. I'm going to kill Luke Cage just because of the morbid curiosity of how to kill a man with skin like that, like drowning him or gassing him or something. Oh shit, that's a burn. That's a burn right there. I think the Hayden Christian thing I said right there. Iron Fist is the only thing he needs to be worse than. The only thing that could be worse is if his mother's name was Martha. Martha. Why do you know the name? Why do you know that name? Ryan Felipe was originally offered the part, says Jay. Shit. So that makes sense that Loris was probably their like third or fourth choice. Like, okay, who else do we have left? Shit. Game of Thrones is kind of popular. You want to pick one of those actors? Well, he looks the most like could be the Iron Fist. So can he act? Well, we don't know. Let's get him in. He's gonna do this for how much money? Well, okay, let's do it. What's up, 1980? Yeah, man, Christensen would have been an improvement. It's like Finn Jones' extent of acting is just faking an American accent. He's spending so much of his effort doing that he can't do any subtlety. It goes like when you learn a song or just. Let's go to Phil's School of Acting. Phil, hi everybody, welcome back to Phil's School of Acting. Tip number 5: know your shit before you try your shit. Maybe that is part of it, because like if you don't know your lines and you try to act, it's tough sometimes, you know, or if you don't know what you're doing. If you're spending so much of the energy of your body to do a certain accent or certain affectation with your voice, it could stop your face from moving. So you might be onto something right there. Defenders was disappointing, says Don Escobar. I agree, and I think I'm getting the tone from most of the people popping on in the chat right here that I'm not alone, that this is me sad. But this is me disappointed. Not disappointed that I wasted 8 hours. I took 8 hours out to watch this series, but disappointed that I feel like it's the Bronx Tale thing. This is wasted talent a little bit here. It's wasted a couple of really awesome interactions between good characters and some hand progression storyline for a Iron Fist centric story. You could have got to all the if you wanted to make the hand the major focus of the season, you could have gotten there all through Daredevil because of some of the factors this season. Again, that I'm not mentioning because of spoilers. You could have got there simply by using that aspect. And then the Iron Fist could have been a very side character that comes in the end, and you could have had the same conclusion you have in this season. But it's more from the focus of Daredevil rather than the focus of the Iron Fist, if that makes sense. I'll get into more of that in the spoiler review. So I'm talking around it, and I don't know if that's going to make sense to anybody. But with what you have happen at the end, you could have done that too. But the Iron Fist could have been a very secondary character or make him quieter or make him less of a focus. Where again, I've said this a lot. He is the de facto star of this. Daredevil, simply because of Charlie Cox's acting and how important, and the fact that we've had 2 seasons, had 2 seasons of Daredevil, so his character is more important in this world and just more captivating for me anyways, so I pay so much more attention of him, so every moment that happened with him. And I think his side characters got a few more interactive scenes. Yeah, we got a Trish, and spoiler, we get Trish in here. We get Trish talking to Claire and Trish talking to Claire. Trish talking to what's Matt and Matt's girl, Matt and Foggy's girl there. I'm blanking on her name right now, but we have a scene with them towards the end, and it's just the progression of her and Karen Page and Foggy's interaction with Daredevil, that gets a good amount of attention in the way that Jessica Jones and Jessica Jones doesn't get with her side characters, with her I just said her name too, with all of that stuff. Sorry, I'm getting confused. A lot of characters' names. And obviously Claire gets a lot more attention because she's, in all the series, but fucking Colleen gets a lot of attention, more so than the Jessica Jones stuff too. So Jessica is the main focus. We do see some of her side characters, but her story isn't really progressed that much. And Luke Cage kind of gets a little bit of his character progression with his relationship with Claire and his relationship with Misty and stuff going on. But even he is limited to his character progression in the way that Daredevil gets a little bit, and And fucking Iron Fist gets a lot. Gets a lot of more character. It's almost like them saying, no, Iron Fist is cool, guys. Or he's okay. We can all take a piss out of Iron Fist a little bit, but he's an important character. He's so important. See how important he is? And don't pander to me that Iron Fist is cool. He's not cool. I mean, I know this, like every character on the whole entire show at one point in time says that Iron Fist is stupid or brags on him in some way. That's not enough. Karen Page, yeah. Finn Jones isn't the best. He isn't Jaden. Jay says, Finn Jones isn't the best, but he isn't Jaden Smith. And the plot is better by using the Iron Fist story rather than the Daredevil story. I just think you're wrong about what to do with the story structure. No, I hear you, Jay. I hear you. I think it's a matter of opinion. I said that earlier. Some people, if you like Iron Fist or you're not as bothered by Finn, you might be into this more than me. And you're 100% right on that. If Iron Fist doesn't get to you, you're probably right that his story makes more sense to have the hand be such a focus on. I just think Daredevil's the more interesting character in this universe and the main character of this universe. I wouldn't have mind seeing it come more from his perspective, but that's me being selfish because I hate Iron Fist. So I think you're probably right. I know that you want to hear me say, no, fuck you, Jay, you're wrong. No, you don't. But you're right. You're probably right on that one. I just think what you're wrong about is I think Finn Huxkin would have been better. I just think Finn's worse than you are. Worse than you are. I think you would be better, Jay. I can imagine Jay freaking out on some of those rants about that Iron Fist went on and be a more believable character than Finn Jones Hudson, whatever the fuck his name is. Who's Finn Hudson? Oh, I keep calling him Finn Hudson. Does anybody know? Like, I know who Finn Hudson is. Am I calling him the Glee character there? Am I calling Finn Jones the Glee character? I called him Finn Hudson like 3 times there. Finn Jones. Excuse me, Finn Jones. Finn Hudson is okay. The character played by Corey Moglav, the dead dude from Glee. That's who Finn Hudson is. I'm calling him a Glee character. That's because his acting belongs on fucking Glee. He couldn't even get on Glee. I'm just talking plot-wise, not character. No, fair. No, 100% Jay. And Jay says, yes, I would be better. No, okay, fair then. Because I do agree. And I think that's why they did it. It more organically makes sense for it to be through Finn Hudson's I did it again. Through the Iron Fist's character. And I just think his acting is so much worse than Charlie Cox that I feel like he should have been the focus character because he's the best. And you should have trickled it down that way where you have your least valuable player on the bench as much as possible and only use him. That's why you stick the worst player out in right field or something because the balls are hit there the least amount of times. Or is it left field? I forget. So I feel like I wanted them to do a little bit more of that with him, but they had probably started developing this series before the reaction to Iron Fist came, and they didn't want to go back and do reshoots or edit it all wonky in a way that would have seemed incomplete. Welcome, Claudio. What's going on, buddy? I was made that Hellcat that had nothing to do. A dead Glee character would have been better, says Grumpy Old Man. That's what I'm saying. He would have been better in this role as Iron Fist. Holy shit. I mean, seriously. And again, I'm going around the same circles, but there's only so much you can talk about without getting into specifics here. But it's true. It's wasted potential here because Jay is right that the story makes sense coming at you from both angles with the Iron Fist story and why he's connected to the Hand and why the Hand is connected to him and Matt's whole situation, which is connected to the Hand too. That all would have been a great fucking sandwich. That all would have been a great fucking sandwich, but his acting fucks it all up. You had it together, and then you fucked it all up! goodness. So, yeah. So that's it. That's this. Zippity doo dah, zippity yay. My oh my, what a wonderful poop. I'm glad they didn't change the story because of an unpopular reaction to Iron Fist. They couldn't have. You know, the story wouldn't have made sense as much. What I want to know is if they always planned it for 8 episodes or they had it initially planned for more, but the story just naturally felt like it took eight episodes. It's interesting to me that, or if it had to do with paying the actors, budgetary reasons or something like that, that all the other series are 13 episodes and this one was only 8. Great to see you, Craig. Great to see you, Craig. Craig, I'm going to be sending Craig this week his special prize that he won from the wheel, from the prize wheel. He won an autographed picture of, and he does another Super Chat donation. Fucking Craig, you were amazing. But Craig, I am sending this out to you this week. I'm going to start doing this a little bit more, putting other prizes on the wheel, but Craig is getting this autographed signed picture of death does not exist in this dojo. Does it? No, Sensei! But Craig, thank you so much, buddy. And we got Lady Wolferton, Lady Wolferton's Den of Lady Wolferton. Great to see you. Amazing stuff. Lots of good vibes. One of the truly amazing, nice people out here in the world. Lots of love, Lady. Give you a huge hug. Huge hug to you. So let's give this boy a spin for the amazing donation. Craig, thank you so much. You were incredible. Appreciate that in amazing ways. Here you go. Oh. Hi, everybody. Hi, everybody. Here we go, Craig. You could have made a Iron Fist a girl played by Ronda Rousey. Everything could be worse, Phil. So look on the bright side. I'm gonna spin one more time because I don't have a puppet. Jay, I don't know why, but that made me laugh so much. I'm gonna say that one again. They could have made Iron Fist a girl played by Ronda Rousey. Everything could be worse, Phil. Just look at the bright side, you asshole. I know you didn't call me an asshole, but I'm gonna say asshole. Everybody drink. Holy shit, wherever you are, I know it's a Saturday afternoon at 3 p.m. on the East Coast where I am, but wherever you're watching this, whatever time, we got a Super Chat donation. I, by law of the Super Chat wheel, I have to. The wheel will fuck me up if I don't do these things. It says, everybody drink. So wherever you are, whatever you're doing, get a drink. I don't care if it's water or soda or ice cream that you've liquefied. I don't care if it's... I don't care what you got, what you do, what you go. Get your drink, get your bottle out, get your bottle, get my fucking Absolute out, and pour a shot, pour a drink for Craig and this amazing Super Chat donation and the support that you guys give. Cobra Kai. Cobra Kai, stay alive. Cobra Kai never. And congratulations on your amazing point you reached this season. 50,000, I believe. Fucking incredible. Lots of love. Secrets of the Citadel. So, Corey, here's to hoping the next episode that Cersei blows up Hell's Kitchen with wildfire. Great to see everyone. Even the fight kind of sucks. Only like some of the Daredevil fight scenes. I thought some of the Daredevil fight scenes worked out really well. I also enjoyed I think some of the fight scenes worked really well. I think every fight scene that didn't work well had a little had a douchebag in it named Iron Fist. So here we go. I'm not gonna pour that big of a shot, but a little shot. Ah! That is great. For your and for your information, Iron Fist is the premature ejaculator. So here we go. 2 in the box, ready to go. We be fast and they be slow. Oh, that's fucking gross. Compared to like drinking Grey Goose yesterday, Absolute is balls. But anyways, I only had a little bit left of a bottle I stole from a friend. So let's go. But lots of love to everyone in the live motherfucking chat that has joined me this afternoon for this impromptu Defenders discussion. Part of me was going to do this at like 3, 4 in the morning last night or something, but I got a little sleepy at that point. I would have been, hi everybody. Welcome back to the Issues Guy show. Now I'm really tired. Okay, so Defenders was like good, but it wasn't good because of like the douchebag. I like the Colleen fight scenes. I thought Iron Fist fight scenes aren't something I can say was bad. His acting might be, but his fighting was pretty good. I thought it improved in this than to the Iron Fist. And I also thought Luke Cage was a lot better fighting in this than on his series. I thought the fight choreography was a lot better done on this. Love watching Daredevil fight, though. When you see scenes with... This is going to sound like really arbitrary for whatever reason, but when I'm watching scenes of Daredevil fight, the thought that just pops into my mind every single time, or any of the fight scenes in this show, any of them, even the lowest fight scenes, I just think about how much Arrow sucks. I don't know why it makes me think that, but every time I watch the fight scenes, how staged in like a dance the fight scenes look on the CW shows compared to how they look on this. So I think I'm automatically even more forgiving of all the fight scenes on this because I watch those CW shows, and the fight scenes on those are just so... I'm ready to fight now. Whereas at least even the worst of these fight scenes feel... I mean, they still feel like fight scenes, but in some of them, some of the Daredevil stuff, like in season 1 and 2 of Daredevil, feel like a fight. But they at least have some element or aspect of it that makes me feel like it's a real fight. Whereas on those CW superhero shows, they may even like have these like shiny, flashy shit going on. But it just seems so fucking choreographed to me and not real at all. Just like dancing the Irish jig or doing like river dance or some shit. But Jessica Jones was the best show, but only because of Kilgrave. So happy he's coming back for season 2. I did not read that. And that would be amazing. Jay, I think we talked about this on the stream that Joe and I did where we talked about the multiple shows. Sometimes I think Jessica Jones is my favorite, but all in all, I think Daredevil is my favorite. Jessica Jones is number 2 for me. I mentioned this at the beginning of the show. I would go Daredevil season 1, Jessica Jones season 1, Daredevil season 2, Luke Cage, The Defenders, and then Iron Fist. Defenders would be my second to last favorite of these series. I did like Luke Cage better than it. And it's close between those two, but I think Luke Cage is just more a captivating story. The thing I didn't like about Luke Cage was how the story panned out, like the fact that you had like 3 or 4 different stories mixed in, and I enjoyed the first half better than the end half. The Diamondback stuff, as I mentioned, I didn't like as much as the Cottonmouth stuff. So, but I still like it better than the Defenders as a whole. So yeah, I would say Jessica Jones is like easily in that number 2 spot, sometimes even peeking into my number 1 spot, mainly because of Kilgrave. I think Kilgrave is incredible. David Tennant owns that role, but so does Vincent D'Onofrio as Kingpin. Can we say without spoiling? Yeah, you can be vague. You can say, just don't get into specifics. You can say end was horrible, unsatisfying, this, that, and other thing. Just don't get specific on that. And you can jump in we have a Discord group you can find in the description box below. We have a spoiler room, which is spoilers for anything. You're feel free to pop on in that spoiler room. People will show you how to get there. Quixote, I think, has the link to that, and some other people might throw the link to that in the description box below. But if you want to talk about some spoiler stuff, jump in that room on the Discord group, and you can talk about anything that happened on any show that ever happened anywhere. And if someone wanders into that room and gets spoiled, it's on them, not fucking you. So have fun with that. And like I said, we will be having a spoiler discussion at some point. And Phil has just reviewed his 70th anime episode of the day. He doesn't know the title, but had Japanese girls only watched 15 minutes because he doesn't want to go to jail. I do want to start doing my 15-minute podcast every day. They really have to make an effort to justify Jessica Jones being there. We must fight. We must have a fight in the hallway scene. Arrow fight scenes were awesome in the first 2 seasons especially. I'm talking about Arrow now, Jay. Fair. Early Arrow is really good. The first 2 seasons of Arrow is exceptionally well done. In the fight scenes are still choreographed, but they seem a little bit more weight to it all because of his killing people. But I don't know, the recent seasons of Arrow, it just seems like a bunch of people with costumes dancing around outside to me. So it sours me on the rest of it. But I agree, the first 2 seasons of Arrow are some good fucking television. Amen. I'm a fucking man. Craig says, I can't watch those CW shows. Tried Flash and it sucked. It's ruined by HBO and other shows like other series like that. You have to definitely have a high degree of, I think I have a natural barrier for that because of my interest in shitty shows, because of my interest in bad teen angst drama, that the CW-ness of it all, like all those CW shows, you almost need to accept the stink of CW being dipped into. And I think before Jay says this, I think that's the benefit of those first 2 seasons of Arrow. You get less of that. I think when Arrow starts getting really bad is when Felicity becomes a love interest. That becomes, and sorry, I don't even care about spoiling Arrow, to be honest with you. Fuck, it's a fucking CW show. It's being spoiled. And I'm being very vague about it, but this is kind of specific. When Felicity becomes a love interest is when the show gets extra CW-y and starts going downhill. And when Team Arrow starts getting formed. That's when that show starts going downhill for me. But there are some aspects of Arrow that I still think work. And I think the actor that plays him, he would have been a better Iron Fist. I mean, you couldn't have done that, but Stephen Amell would have been like a really good Iron Fist, I think. Like, yeah, fucking, yeah. Can we fire Finn Hudson, make him Arrow now, and get Stephen Amell and have him play Iron Fist? Is that possible? Can it be done? We need that like scene like when Seinfeld when George and Jerry have to figure out how to trade a girlfriend for the best friend, and they just have the scene where, how can this be done? Can this be done? And I'm not I don't think Stephen Amell is like the greatest thing since sliced bread, but I think he could actually pull off this character and pull off the fights a little bit more convincingly and pull off some of the angst and some of the frustration better than Loris could put, and some of the importance into it, a connection to a group called The Hand, and being like that rich person that's that's put down on an island somewhere or some shit like that. Like, please, can we just make Stephen Amell Iron Fist and be done with it? Put him on a better show. And Jessica Jones' powers were on and off very inconsistent. I absolutely agree. You never really know where her true power lies and how strong she is. Spoilers everywhere. The other day at church, the preacher spoiled the ending of the Bible. Corey says, like most CW shows, the first 2 episodes are good, but then everyone just ignores the 24 seasons that they do. Fuck Smallville. It's probably still on somewhere. If you're interested in having a group watch, join Phil's Discord. Absolutely. Anybody would have been a better Iron Fist. Fucking Betty White would have been a better Iron Fist. Sir Loris is a curly-haired girl. He can't be Iron Fist. Someone give him a rim shot. I think Arrow gets really bad when Arrow leaves the facility and becomes in charge of Team Arrow in season 3. That's what made me a hater, and it wasn't because of Felicity and him got together. And we all have our points in Arrow where Arrow failed us. We all have that. We all have those points. You guys in the live motherfucking chat are amazing. Corey Mitchell, incredible as always. I love how CW fans, Smallville fans, I never really got into Smallville, I just didn't watch it, but the Smallville fans are very, very loyal, and all of them are so loyal on how that show fucked them in the end. The promise that show made for seasons for Smallville fans. Like, I never watched it, I'm not a part of it, but I know the tale of the Smallville fan. I have so many friends that were just that like believed in it and followed that show for so long to get disappointed by it. Oh, God. Talk about when the bad Justice League reshoot sounds like CW's secret producer of the Justice League. And so I guess this is about a good time to start to wrap this discussion up. Thank you so much. I know we went off topic here at the end and got into bashing CW shows. But I mean, it is referential because one might be on Netflix and potentially can go to the point of being rated R in the way that the expression that we get in Daredevil and Jessica Jones and those things that happen. And one's on a soap opera-like channel that has decided to step into the superhero world. So, I mean, it's hard to compare them. I think both universes do what they want to do successfully for what they're trying to accomplish. I just think in recent years, Arrow's turned into a complete disgusting shit show and had a lot of potential in those first couple of seasons to be something different on CW than what they've done before. But they couldn't keep it up. And on Defenders, watch it, but be prepared for the shititude that is Finn Jones, that is the Iron Fist. But it's definitely worth watching, and I enjoyed it for the strong parts on it. 7 to 7.5 side buttholes. So when will we be back next? I'll be on tomorrow evening with Joe Dirtylocks and hopefully Katie Crow as well if she's available to talk about the most recent episode of Game of Thrones. So if you haven't already, please hit the like button. Please hit the subscribe button. Join us for more fun. Huge thank you to everyone that gave us super chat donation today. So much thanks to you guys. Thank you to all the live motherfucking chat commenters today sharing your thoughts about this season so far, or what you've seen so far, or just what you thought of any of these series. I know not everyone necessarily has watched Defenders quite yet, so it's good to be able to come out here and talk to some of you guys and be a little vague so I don't spoil anything. But we will be back with Joe hopefully after Game of Thrones season. Maybe some other guests as well, maybe Katie too, or anybody else that joins us, maybe Taka as well, if he has watched and wants to join us for something like that, to talk about some spoilers for the season. So everyone, thank you so much. I hope you guys have a great Saturday, and can't wait to talk to you guys next time. Make sure you join our Discord group, join the Google Plus group, join us on Facebook, like, subscribe to the podcast, all that sort of stuff. So love you guys in the live motherfucking chat. Yeah, Phil, podcast more. Gonna do it more. Just gonna do it. Find excuses. I keep saying that, but absolutely. Been doing steady 3 days a week now since Game of Thrones season started. Gonna keep that 3 days a week up in the fall as well, and try to add another day in, and then maybe another day. My goal is to do 5 days a week and get to the point where I'm doing a podcast 5 days a week, or some sort of live stream 5 days a week. So try to get to that point, but I'm doing 3 now. I'm going to try to add 1 more in the fall, but definitely at least keep the 3 days a week consistent after Game of Thrones season. I like this, and yeah. So you guys going to have to hear a lot more of my bullshit and watch me turn into Santa Claus podcasting to you over the course of the next year or so. As my hair and beard turn gray. And then you can go back in the podcast and make like a flip book of watching me, It's going to be fun. I can't wait for that day, motherfuckers. I can't wait. You guys are amazing. I love you guys so much. As I get to some fucking music. Play the fucking music, you fucking porn stash son of a bitch. Okay, enough of that. Claudio says, show some love for the Iron Fist. Love it, Phil. I need more. I got issues, man. DJ11. We all got issues. Love you, buddy. Love Zeno. Love. Let me look at everyone that's in the live chat right now. You fuckers. Let me look at you beautiful fuckers. Where are the participants? Brainwash, Claudio, Corey, Craig, DJ from Iron Lady, Phil. Fuck that Phil, the issues guy. He's always in my live chat. He's such an asshole. Quixote, SM, Tom, VFW, Warlord, or VF Warlord. Sorry, I keep thinking of the VFW. And Zeno, and anyone else that joined us along the way today. You guys are incredible. Appreciate the support you guys give us in the live motherfucking chat. Oh no, turn that off. Oh, I lost the chat. Lost the live motherfucking chat. Talk to you guys next time.
Break it down one time for me with all the future and all the dreams. Gotta find my focus, gotta find my soul. Look for the brain, gotta go. No, ride the grind, but you gotta find energy, gotta find the time. Gotta know, got a brain, gotta look inside your history. You say you don't impress, don't know why, but you gotta smoke some sass. Breath, don't know, you ain't seen nothing. Yeah. Ride the brain, 'cause your brain is something that you hang it raw. Say, oh, they don't wanna give a fuck when you're brown in the brains, you don't give enough. Oh no, nobody knows how much the world will cost to flow in the limit of a demon in the star. I don't wanna go to fly about my day, wanna let it go, wanna find my
Oh, Mike. I heard that sound. Sorry, I know I'm not disconnected though. There was this like high-pitched sound, and I thought it was like my fire alarm, but it was actually two things in the keyboard going. Ooh. Welcome to the after show. I haven't pushed the button to end yet. Soon, you will be in a new dimension where I can drink your blood. Okay, enough of that. Whoa. Hi, everybody. This. Whoa! What the fuck? No! Oh. Sorry, I just haven't hit the stop button yet. You guys are stuck with me a little fucking more. Little bastards. You bastards. I love you, you bastards. Good night, sweet bastards. Enough of that stuff. Oh, for anyone who's stuck this far with the podcast, thank you very much for everything. You guys are amazing. Sorry I'm a goofy bastard. And I'll talk to you guys next time. Later.